I just have to say that shipping this van has been huge stress.
Yeah, it is like all the other borders combined times 10.
Times 10.
Yeah, it is a big deal to ship a vehicle.
Yeah.
We're learning that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you guys kind of already know from probably previous episodes. If you don't, Snow is our navigator. And she gets us through the border. She keeps our paperwork in line. And I think sometimes you guys don't know all that entails. Snow, we got a lot of stuff going on. What do we have left to get across to the border?
At 6 o'clock in the morning, the really intense part starts. We have to, at 6 o'clock in the morning, take our van down for a police inspection where they check the VIN number and the engine block numbers and stuff like that, make sure it's not stolen or anything. So we do that first thing in the morning, and then we have to, at 2 o'clock, go to another police inspection place and process that paperwork inspection and give them copies of all kinds of documents. And then they will give us an authorization letter that says we can take the van out of the country. So that is the main thing to do tomorrow. But we also still need to swing back by the vet, pick up the processed health certificates. Then we have to go down to a government bank in downtown Panama City, pay the pet export fee, take that receipt, go to the agriculture office in downtown Panama City, and process and pick up our export papers for the kitty cats. And then on Friday morning, we have to drive to Cologne, which is the other side of Panama. It's not far, it's an hour and 30 minutes away. Meet a shipping agent named Boris, and we have to go to the shipper's office and do some paperwork. We have to go and process some paperwork at customs, and then we drop our van off at the port. So we meet him at 8:30. We maybe will be done with that process around 2 o'clock, and then we still have not decided if we're going to take a bus back or an Uber.
The biggest reason I think for all the stress is because she's clearly got that handled, but for me is when we go to Cologne and meet Boris, we have to give our keys to somebody else.
Yeah, we give our van away to the custom agents, and they drive it into a protected yard, and apparently only certain custom people are allowed in that yard, but still our van sits there and they have a key, which is why we did all that work safing up the van. And then one of those approved custom agents drives it onto the ship, then it goes to Colombia, and the same process happens. People in Colombia will have our van with a key, and that is terrifying.
And based on the new updated schedule, it's going to include being there over the weekend, right?
Yeah, it will be in the customs yard over the weekend. Stuff was delayed because of some storms in the Caribbean, held up our ship, but it is what it is, guys. I mean, you hear of thefts, but you're only going to hear of the bad stuff. So there's many successful shipments that are done this way, and that's how ours is going to go.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it is early in the morning. Curt has walked down to the parking lot where we pay to park down here in this little old town area of the city. He will be there when they open, and then he will drive over here and pick me up. And we're headed down. You have to be there bright and early because they give out numbers, and that's forms you're placed in line, and they only do a certain number of these inspections a day. So this is the inspection that the police of Panama perform to make sure that our van is ours and doesn't have anything pending on it criminally, and that we can take it out of the country. It starts. It's going to be a long day. Okay, Curt just messaged. He is pulling out of the paid parking lot. So I have walked down our 3 flights of stairs, and I'm headed to the corner where he's going to pick me up. And it's raining. But I did stick the umbrella in my purse at the last minute. So that's a good start to the day.
We're coming out.
Over there. Thank you.
Got the paper.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Gracias, buen dia.
You're from what part?
Orlando.
Oh, you're from Orlando. I'm from Miami.
Oh, nice.
All
right, so it starts. That nice man helped us park. Curt goes over there into that fenced-in area, into that building. This is where the inspections start to happen at 8, but we have to go get our name on a piece of paper, so we're in line. And then he'll be back, and we wait till 8 o'clock for the inspector. So, and it's raining, but that's okay.
Okay, it looks like the procedures have changed. There's no appointment necessary. He said the inspector comes out at 8 and will inspect the car over there. It's not clear to me if we need to pull it up there, if we need to just go let him know or what, but there's no number, there's no appointment.
I bet that's because during COVID there's not as many people.
Maybe so, maybe they just changed it, whatever it is. I mean, I was doing Google Translate. So.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess like at 7:55.
Well, we probably need to turn the van off.
Alright. Everything we read said we had to be here, between 6 and 6:30 in the morning to get our ticket to hold our place in line. We did that. And we get here, and apparently they no longer give out tickets. You just wait on the inspector. So we don't fit in the yard over there where the inspections take place. So we park across the street under this bridge. And as we've been sitting here waiting, more and more people have pulled in and started to pop their hoods. You have to pop your hood so your engine block will cool down in case the police inspector wants to make sure your engine is not stolen. So now Curt has walked over there because it's almost 8 o'clock, and we're hoping that all of those people didn't just jump us in line because we don't fit over there. We shall see. But either way, the inspection process is about to get started.
Wow, that was super easy. We lucked out and we were first.
Well, we were first.
We were first to get here, so...
All right.
We're on the way.
Now we come back, and I'm glad we listened closely because everything we read said 2 o'clock, but he said to be across the street at that building you see over there at 1 o'clock to start waiting on our papers.
Guys, the rules have changed and are changing as we speak.
So Curt is getting our next destination plugged into the GPS or the Google Maps, but we need to swing back over to the Overlander Embassy because Alejandro helped us get some new stickers made so we can hand out stickers when we're at hostels or when we meet people. It's kind of a thing that happens and we just don't have stickers, so it's time we get some. So we're going to go over there because the stickers are ready, and we're hoping we can use their copy machine to make a few copies we need for this afternoon. Okay guys, all the hectic stuff that went on last week while we were getting the van ready to get shipped meant cleaning out the attic and building this wall right here. But when we cleaned out the attic, we just piled it all on the bed. So now we have to sort and organize this and make it where it won't bounce around during shipping. And we're about to do that now. So other stuff we did to prep. We dumped our composting toilet. We dumped and cleaned out the litter box. Curt is pulling out our shower filters so water doesn't just sit in those for our recirculating shower system. And then we got a few things to put in right here. And then she's ready, Curt. What do you think?
Yep, almost ready.
Almost ready. Then we go back at 1 o'clock and pick up our papers that say we can take this thing out of here. All right, the back is organized. We're using our table to keep anything from shifting out during shipping. Pillows and blankets on top. Everything's secure. Our cabinet doors don't open because they're on those little struts. But I have taped with some duct tape our kitchen cabinets and drawers because sometimes they do pop open, but they won't now. And I think the inside is good and secure. Very pleased with our wall. I am fixing to get out of the house part of our van and help Curt. He is draining our shower filters right now. Alright guys, I hate to even say this out loud, but I'm going to. Things are going so smooth that we have time to stop and eat lunch before we go back to pick up our papers. So I hope I didn't just jinx this, but we're gonna grab a bite to eat. Alright, so Curt went to move the car to a better parking spot. We're gonna grab some lunch at this little cafe slash deli, which they call fondas here, fondas. Culo's Gastro Bar. Did it again, guys. Started eating before we filmed. Curt's got some pina and pork chop, some lentils spiced up with some rice and some coleslaw.
Picante?
And I've got the same thing, but I got a chicken breast. And we were just talking about how much we like these fondas. Why do we like them, Curt?
Well, you sort of have good home-cooked food, cheap prices, usually $4 or $5, full meal, no frills, just good food.
Yeah. So parking down here might be an issue. We've circled 1.5 times. The first time we took a wrong turn, and it's pretty busy back in this little area. It's like a little government complex. All right, our suggestion: if you've got some spare time, come down here into this chaotic governmental complex where there's no parking. Ride through a couple times and maybe you get lucky like we did. We need 2 full spots. We found 1 3/4. We're in it. We're gonna stay because I'll be staying in the van, so if I have to move, I'll be able to. But if you're cutting it close on getting here, I think I would just tell you guys, park across the street where you got your inspection in the morning and walk across the bridge to get here. So there he goes, guys. He's probably got 200 yards to walk to get back to where you saw that chaos where we couldn't find parking and had to turn around. But that's the entrance to the building. That's where he's headed now. And hopefully it goes smooth. I stay with the van in case I need to move the van. So Curt is back, and it's only been like 3 minutes, so this is not a good sign. Maybe they're closed for lunch.
I gotta wear long pants.
Ah, crap. All right, guys, Curt had to come back to get long pants.
Yep, they stopped me at the gate.
All right, well, it's
Here we
lucky.
go again.
It's lucky that we were in our house and we could still get to your pants.
Yeah, I did.
All right, go get them, honey. All right, so there you go. When you come to do this process, wear long pants. All right, he's back with the mask on his face. I can't tell.
That was easy. The
Yay!
hardest part is the parking.
We couldn't tell with you walking up with the mask on. We couldn't see your face.
Copy of passport, copy of tip, copy of the title.
All
She
right.
filled out the form for me.
Nice.
10 minutes later, we have the paperwork. I just need to check it real quick and make sure there's no
No errors.
errors.
All
I
right.
didn't do that.
And then we can get a head start on our next task and go pick up the paperwork from the vet.
Yeah, we're cooking and booking.
Getting a lot done today, guys. All right. See you on a little bit. We're gonna try to pull off a miracle. Things are going so well that it is 1:33. We've already finished the van inspections. We have our export paper. We have gone back to the vet, picked up our health certificate, and now we're headed to downtown Panama to go to the government bank to pay our fee to export our cats. And we're also going to try to get the cat export papers all in one day. Plus there's some copias that need to be made. Let's see if we can do it.
500 meters, make a U-turn.
Okay guys, this is the bank where you pay your pet export fee. It's in a big shopping center downtown. There is room to park your van, but it is paid parking. So Curt has gone into the bank to pay our $10. It's $5 per pet. The vet gave us the account numbers we need. I am headed to the copy shop right next door to the bank to get copies of our new health certificates and our new vehicle export paperwork. And then we will meet back at the van. So this is the road that you will come in on to get into this shopping center. You go down to that far end and that's where the entrance is. The bank is way down here, which is where there's room for larger vehicles to park. So Curt has paid the fee. I have made the copies. And Curt has headed down that way to the next office, which I cannot remember the name of right now, so I will put it on the screen. And that is where you show your receipt that you paid. You give them copies of the health certificates. You give them the code number that you got on your email approval. And that email approval comes because the vet at Andy's Vets does your online form for you. I do not think all vets do that. We highly recommend Andy's Vets. But we're almost done, guys. This has been a really, really productive day. Guys, we just did 2 days worth of border stuff in 1 day. And I even went back to the copy shop and copied a few more things that we'll need at the port and at the airport. Very productive day. We are headed back to the Airbnb to check on the kitties. Kurt's got a fight with getting this van parked. We did good today.
We're ready to go. All right, guys, today's the day I've been fretting about for, I don't know, I guess maybe about a month, maybe a longer, but today's the day we hand somebody else the keys to our van and they drive it onto a boat. The boat takes it to another country. You know how this story ends. It's a very nervous time. I guess technically today's not just the day we're nervous, but today's the day we drop it off the port. I'm headed over to the parking lot to pick up the van, pick up Snow, and then we got to drive over to Cologne, and that's where the port is. So it's about an hour, a little over an hour drive over there. The van's right there, but it's locked up in the overnight. They're supposed to get here at 6 a.m. It's about 5:59, so the waiting game begins.
So we're on the road. We have left Panama City. We're on the expressway that takes us all the way across to Cologne. Come into some fairly heavy fog, but so far not too bad. So we're doing good on our schedule of meeting the agent that's on the ground that helps us through this process. One more thing we got to do before we get there is you're supposed to have no more than a quarter of a tank of fuel in your vehicle when it gets rolled on the ship. We've been trying to time that just right, but we may have to stop and put a splash of gas in. We may have pushed it too low, but we can decide when we get closer to the port. Other than that, things are going pretty smooth. Other than we're fixing to give our van away, and that is very scary. But I know Kurt's already told you about all the nervousness going on. So keep your fingers crossed this day stays smooth. It's a big day that's been coming for a long time. So we've made it to Cologne. We're getting close to the port. And just like other port cities we've been to, there's a little bit of chaos. Very hectic here. A lot of hustle. We're almost there, guys. So we came up on a little bit of a traffic jam, and we think it's because the road has a really bad spot in it up here.
The road is horrendous. It's terrible. It's rocking and rolling all these vehicles. It's been bad through here. You can tell it's loaded with heavy trucks because it's all just potholes and bumps and terrible. You'd think for a port road they'd fix it.
Wow, this is bad. Alright, we're here at the, I don't know if this is right. I think it is, yeah, we go into a parking lot.
Transport.
I think we go in here. I don't know.
I think it's the next one.
Okay. Alright, well, as you can see, we don't really know exactly where we're going yet. But we're going to a parking area where we should be able to meet the guy that's going to help us on the ground. And then it's really going to get chaotic. So I don't know how much we'll be able to vlog and cover this. We'll try to get shots when we can. If it's something we can't cover real good, we'll have to do a recap when it's over. But we are at the port. There is no doubt about that. Alright, we had been given a ping on a map of where we were supposed to meet our on-the-ground agent here. It was mass confusion. We couldn't find it. We did a few circles, but then he WhatsApped us back a new ping, and we're here. He's running around doing some of the pre-paperwork now. His name is Boris, and then he will come meet us here. And we don't know all the running around we have to do, but we do know that eventually we will drive our van right into there And it will probably park right over here waiting to get driven on to one of these big ships. So Curt is down there in the van. Boris just brought me here. And this is where I think I wait. Because I can't go into customs. Only one of us can go into customs. Boris has gone back in there to get everything ready. And then Curt will be driving it in soon. This is happening now. All right, guys, there goes our van into an international customs yard. Next time I'll see it, we'll be in Colombia.
Okay guys, here we go. This is the nervous part. We are going into the port right now. It looks like we have to go through some sort of fumigation.
español?
No, solo poquito.
Poquito.
You turn around?
Sí, da la vuelta mirando para acá.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the chains.
No, no problem. No problem.
All right, guys. I'm waiting for the inspection for customs. So they're coming in here now. All right, guys, this is the last deal right now. So we just did all the paperwork here, or some paperwork, and now I believe they've taken pictures and they noted some little details like some scratches here, scratch on the window, and they also noticed the scratch on the bumper up here up front. And now they're bringing out the dogs for the smell test to walk around the van. So that's the part that's next. So the customs search is over. Sorry I couldn't film it. It was really crazy, very thorough. Pulled out almost all the Pelican cases, a lot of bags, opened every drawer. Dogs came around. It was a thorough inspection from customs, but we've got the all clear. We're sitting here just waiting for the next step, but I think we're pretty close to being done. Well, as Tom Petty sang about, the wait is the hardest part, guys. We have dropped off the van, and yeah, I'm really nervous about it. We've got a 3 or 4 day wait. We've got to kind of wait to see whether or not the van's going to leave on time or not. We can't even really make airline reservations until the boat leaves in case something happens. People sometimes get called back and have to take their vehicle through customs again. So the uncertainty looms. I didn't get a warm and fuzzy feeling from our shipping agent Boris about the security of the van while it's on the ship. He said while it was there in the port in customs it was very safe. The problem is on the ship. And so yeah, there's just still a lot of uncertainty left. But this is where we're going to end the episode. We're glad you guys came along. Sorry that it's kind of a stressful time for us, but that's the way it is, I guess, traveling the world. Cheers, guys. All right, the key in the lock means I'm out of here. Boris is here to take me out of here. And so, say goodbye to the van until we meet you again. Nervousness.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!